And the fact that we have a so-called president in office who's really not running the country, his handlers are, they are doing this on purpose. Chaos and destruction. Chaos in America to cause the destruction of America as we know it.
I want them all gone. Legal, illegal, mama here, daddy here, you married your brother. I don't care. I'm so sick.
No, I'm with you.
And Americans need to understand that this is your inheritance. This is your God-given right, and these people are destroying it. Like, can you imagine that somebody comes to your house and they're harassing you and they aren't even supposed to be there? Like,
I mean, it's like we don't have a country. And this is so ridiculous. Here, there are so many immigrants come, doing everything possible to come here legally, to do everything right. And we have people just literally walking over and asking for handouts.
I'm sorry.
Starting out with an American woman living on the border. Dr. Phil interviewed her this week. Take a look at this. This is clip number 1.
The Border Patrol told us that we have most apprehensions out of the whole state of Texas. This 2 miles in front of my house.
I've seen some footage of them on your porch, ringing the bell.
Yes, that was 3 o'clock in the morning. I had left her sitting on the table, and I think they were gonna break my window out to grab my purse if I didn't answer the door. And then I went in there with a gun, told them to leave.
Banging on your door,
oh, yeah.
That sort of thing. That's where people are saying, all right, it's time to draw the line.
Right.
It's time to shut the border.
Yes, my workers, they kicked in their door. I got them a deadbolt with a keypad to lock it. They kicked that off and broke in. We found 3 different people murdered on our property.
Wow. Can you imagine? Can you imagine living like that? Shelly, what is your response to that?
Unfortunately, I do imagine us living that way sometimes because the border states are now really every state and every neighborhood near you. This is going to be coming more and more to any state, more interiorly in the United States. And the fact that we have a so-called president in office who's really not running the country, his handlers are, they are doing this on purpose. This is happening on purpose. It's not just happenstance. It's not just coincidentally that it's happening. It is happening on purpose, and it's happening for a reason. The reason ultimately is chaos. And I'm going to add 2 reasons, I should say, chaos and destruction. Chaos in America to cause the destruction of America as we know it.
And when we were talking, they do this to white folks. I mean, seriously, when then white folks is going to start getting mean and nasty, and then she's going to start reacting, and then y'all all going to call her racist. In the interview, she actually said, it's not that I don't want them to come. No, it is that I don't want you to come. I don't want you on my property. And that's how white people need to start acting. She even said that they were knocking on her door asking for a different kind of beer because they didn't like the beer. That's provoking somebody. And I'm telling y'all gonna keep fooling with these white folks, and they gonna act the fool.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that to black folks. Would they do that to black folks?
I don't know if they have to because black folks are already killing themselves.
True.
So each other, I should say.
That's true.
That's true.
Touche.
Yana, what are your thoughts on what you saw there?
I mean, it's like we don't have a country. And this is so ridiculous because there I am talking to a friend back in Belarus and telling her, okay, this is what you say when you go to the American embassy so they can give you a visa. You have to present yourself well, and don't make them believe that you're going to stay, overstay your visa. And it's so ridiculous. Here, there are so many immigrants come, doing everything possible to come here legally, to do everything right, and we have people just literally walking over and asking for handouts.
I'm sorry, Yana, but at this point, I want them all gone. Legal, illegal. Mama here, daddy here. You married your brother. I don't care. I'm so sick.
No, I'm with you.
And Americans need to understand that this is your inheritance. This is your God-given right, and these people are destroying it. Like, can you imagine that somebody comes to your house and they're harassing you and they aren't even supposed to be there? Like this, these are American citizens, like you said, and they're mocking,
Right.
they're making fun of them. Now, if she pulled out a Glock, like Shelly would have done,
Excuse me.
and said, "Get the off my property."
That's a
then
rifle.
They would have called her.
That's an AR, right?
And then they would, oh yeah, exactly. A Glock
But
is
no,
it's
I'm
in
with
the
you,
hood.
Crystal. I'm with you that illegals, I want them gone.
Yeah.
I want the
I want 'em
border
gone.
closed
All of 'em.
and better patrolled, if you will. I want the illegals gone. I want them rounded up like cattle,
Yes.
right? Like
Start
cattle
over.
on the Texas ranches that they are overrunning. And I want them taken off of American soil. I don't want them even on American territories.
Yeah.
Send them to, I say, Gitmo until they can get where they need to go, where they came from.
Oh,
I
that's
know.
a good idea.
Like
I never thought about that.
Like the Section 8 list, just shut it down, and then we'll reopen it. We'll let you.
Right. Oh, that's a good. Right, that's what they literally do here for government assistance. I don't know if it's a nationwide name, Section 8, but here in Maryland they call it Section 8.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
close it down and open it,
it's too much.
periodically when it's too many.
It's not
Get
manageable.
rid of the project. I mean, Section 8 is just the code of the U.S. Housing Department. So, yeah, it's nationally. But they do. When they have enough Negroes or whatever else you want to call them in these Section 8 homes, who they tear down anyway, eventually, they get rid of, they knock them down, displace them for a little while, and then they build somewhere else, and then they do the same cycle over and over again. I would like these illegals hemmed up, cattled up like cattle, and just gotten rid of. Gitmo, let them go there. Put them there. This is our country, and Americans. This lady, I feel for her. 2 miles in from the border, this is still American soil. The Spanish-American war was over. It's been over. Okay, Mexico does not own Texas. It's not called, what is it? Texaco or whatever they call it. Tex-Mex or whatever. They have Tex-Mex food, but this is no longer Mexican country. Get out. And our president, so-called, should be tried, I'm saying, for treason, along with Mayorkas and any damn body else.
Well, he
in the
was.
country.
I mean, they tried to impeach him literally today, actually. Senate Democrats today voted to dismiss 2 impeachment articles against Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas less than 3 hours after his impeachment trial began. They dismissed it. And they're not protecting our borders.
They're not.
You know, every year under Joe Biden and Mayorkas, we have millions of illegal aliens crossing into the country, as we can see with this cattler here that she's experiencing on her bought property.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and he fails to do his job.
And and we're paying taxes to these damn jokers in Congress and the Senate. The thing is that I'm going to ask you, our audience, how many of you actually voted for Biden, for Democrat, for the left in office? Because it's not just the president, it's the downstream votes that also make a difference. Because these are the people in the Senate and the Congress that we pay them, upwards of $200,000 a year in salary, and this is what we get. We get our borders overrun. We get crime that's rampant. We get high taxes and any poor education. And then they laugh in our face. They take all the vacations and any day off that they want, but yet we have to hump and pay their taxes. Enough, Americans. Raise up and do what the hell you're supposed to do.
They only do it to the people who, and this is what the government is supposed to do. They're supposed to defend the ones that can't defend themselves. They only do it. We see it in the hood here in Baltimore. Like, you sitting on the old lady's step, but you won't sit on Shelly's step. Like, that's what they're doing. And we don't need more Negroes. We don't need more ghetto. We don't need, and these people are not bringing their best. You know how my God, they're not sending their best. You know, that's what Trump said. They're sending the worst of the worst. And they're bringing them here, and they're coming with that poor behavior. And I'm telling you, I'm just to the point where I'm sorry you're a brain surgeon. You can be a freaking rocket science. If you do not have an American passport and you don't have a visa or you don't have a citizenship, get the freak out.
And take your babies
that's
with
what's-
you.
that's-
No birth citizenship, birthright. Take your babies with you. If you're pregnant, do not come here. We don't want you to have babies on our soil. We love babies, but we don't want you to have them on our soil if you're not an American citizen.
Well,
I'm just saying, we just don't want it.
I mean, and you
that's
say
what's
we
going
love
to
babies.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
say.
love babies, American babies, KJ. I don't want to take care of anyone else's
Well, I'm
illegal
saying,
children
what
or
I-
children that they can't take
What
care
I'm
of.
saying,
I'm sick of it.
I agree, but what I'm saying is we love babies, but we have become literally a government of human traffickers. We are trafficking kids across this border. We have become a government of drugs. This government, the border there in Texas, have become the largest intake of fentanyl, killing thousands of Americans each year. I mean, it's right here, 2018, the cartels made about $500 million in drug and trafficking profits.
this is what we could count.
But in 2022, the second year of Joe Biden's presidency, they made exceeded $22 billion. $22 billion.
Yeah. We don't want illegal babies while they are having illegal babies giving birthright citizenship. Our babies, mothers are burying theirs from the fentanyl crisis and any other crime. So it doesn't balance out. Take your illegal pregnant bellies and leave them in the country where you get pregnant, where you start. Don't even come here looking for dick.
Oh, okay. All right.
What Yana was
Yana, what were you saying?
I'm sorry.
I mean, I was just gonna say that's what's gonna happen if we have open borders.
Yeah.
And the worst thing that might happen, that unfortunately I'm predicting, is terrorists are going to cross.
Right.
And
Well, she said that in the interview. She said that there were not just Latino,
Right.
but there were Chinese.
Chinese.
There were all the
from,
colors of
former-
Benetton.
like Central Asia, there was some like
I want them
Tajik
all
or something like that.
Oh, yes,
terrorists,
Eastern
yeah.
Europe.
And there was a terrorist attack in Russia. We just discussed that a couple of weeks ago, and they were from Tajikistan. And now we have people from that same country coming over here, actually claiming I'm a terrorist and you're gonna know about me. That's what he said.
I just got a question. I'm not putting you on the spot, but just think about it. How do Eastern Europeans or Asians come over here? They had to fly because they damn sure ain't swimming the Atlantic Ocean. Okay,
cash.
they had to fly to even fly however many countries, go through visas, checkpoints to get to Mexico at least before they even get to the U.S. illegally. So this is a racket. I mean, you said
I know
it,
exactly
it's
how they
trafficking,
get
it
here.
is.
I know exactly how
Okay,
they get
go
here.
ahead.
Well, so I know because someone that I knew said that someone from Eastern Europe ended up in America through the southern border.
Well, I'm
And
saying, but to
so-
come from Europe,
so-
I'm just saying.
Okay, so first you go to a country where she had a visa to,
Right.
which was like Cyprus or something. And then Mexico doesn't have stringent requirements for a visa. It's really easy. Like you either don't need a visa or you go there and they just give you a stamp, like right there at the terminal. And that's it. So pretty much anyone can go into Mexico and then go to the southern border and cross the border, ask for asylum and things like that. So it's very
sad.
Yeah, that's what they do
It's
in the
on
Caribbean too.
And
It's
like
on
she
purpose.
said, in the video, she was saying we don't need new laws. Like I didn't even know this. This informed me when she said in the video. She said we have a law on the books that says that if you come over illegally, you are no longer eligible for asylum. You're
It's been on
not
the books.
eligible
It's been on
for,
the books.
and she said it's been on the books. But who there was another person that said there was another law that was on the books. If you are illegal and you're working here, every day that you are here illegally, you get fined $200 a day.
Oh, yeah,
So you
yeah,
get
yeah.
no money.
None
So
of
we
that is
have-
happening.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
They're not
So we don't
enforcing
need
it.
need new laws. We just need to enforce the laws that we have. And unfortunately, yeah, if you came over illegally,
You're
no
supposed
longer
to be
get no
shipped
asylum.
back.
None of that is happening because I know the whole family that came here illegally and asked for an asylum and they all got green cards.
Oh yeah, well they're giving them out now like independence cards. Yeah. I mean,
Y'all
it's
know what
now to buy
independence cards
yeah,
are.
like
Yeah, they might as well.
social welfare cards. They're giving them out like candy now. The Biden administration is doing this. They are incentivizing
Exactly.
people to come over here illegally, and this is why it needs to be.
It lives rent free in